Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll have a look at a little AI stuff. In my last vacation I got a little creative, and with a small tool I was really inspired by a demonstration of Chatterbox, which is a text-to-speech model that lets you input voice samples to clone voices. So ride along and have fun. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment if you want to, but you don't have to, but I would be very pleased if you do. Thank you very much. So here's the tool I created, or the web application, so to say, and let's try to add Chatterbox. Yeah, that looks nice. And now we need an input field to generate voice from. So I created the input field in a way that when you enter something, it grows, and when you delete something, it shrinks again. So let's try it.
Hello, my dear friend. How are you doing?
That's really nice. I also found this other voice model. It's called Zonos. I'm German, so I wanted a German voice as well. So I integrated that too. But we need a way to see it. So I will add another line here, or another div element. Like that, with a loading button and my logo. So let's add some voice models and try it out as well.
Hallo, wie geht es dir, mein Freund?
Okay, so now let's add some logging to that. So if there's an error, and there probably were some in the past, we can see what's going on and what's not working. So there's the log, and when anything happens, it will be logged in there. Great. Let's also create some preferences for the voice model, some voice moods.
Ich bin so einsam. Wo bist du nur? Ich bin so einsam. Wo bist du nur?
And there's also this cool transcript. It's called Whisper. It's free and it's by OpenAI. So let's add this to the party. For that we need another button. Let's add it. Call it transcribe audio, and what we can do now is say something. The world is such a bitter place. I'm so happy to talk to you. Welcome to my channel. Enjoy your stay. It creates an audio file. This audio file is sent to the backend and normalized via FFmpeg. It is then sent to Whisper, and Whisper transcribes it. You can click on it and press generate voice, and that's what it will do.
The world is such a bitter place. I'm so happy to talk to you. Welcome to my channel, enjoy your stay.
What would be cool is if we can change the voice itself, so let's integrate it. So now you can drop an audio sample. I created some, and here we have Rick from Rick and Morty. Let's integrate a button that sends the transcript right to the voice model. Like that. Like that. So let's try it. The world is such a better place. I'm glad you're my friend, my friend. And now it's sent directly to the voice model.
The world is such a bitter place. I'm glad you're my friend, my friend.
I also integrated this button to use the audio sample or use the standard voice I loaded in. So let's add something more. I just thought about maybe we can use this to talk to an LLM. We can add GPT 4.1 or something like that. Let's do it. Something like that. And we can also integrate a new function for the audio and transcript to send the transcript directly to the LLM. Right here. And we can generate a voice or the output of the LLM. So let's test it. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh Micah, my friend in this bleak abyss, I wander through shadows of sorrow and mist, each day a burden, each breath bittersweet, in this bitter world where despair and I meet. Tell me, do you too feel the weight of the night? Or am I alone in this endless fight?
So as you can see, I've already created a behavior for the LLM. This is called Melancholic Poet. Let's call it a personality. I created some of those. Maybe let's add them to the parameters so we can choose them. Let's call it LLM Personality. And we do a drop down, and here we can choose the personalities. We can let it pick a random one, which was what I did first. And those personalities, I also created session logs, so when I talk to it twice, it knows what I said in the first message. Which is important, of course, otherwise each message is just a random new start of a conversation with the LLM. And I also created some characters and the Be Famous Person button. And for this we need an input like this. And now I picked the famous person and I sent the transcription to the LLM, and maybe choose another voice, something like this. Now I can say, "Hey there, how are you doing? Who are you? Can you introduce yourself?"
Ah, Mika, a pleasure to meet you. I am Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who founded analytical psychology. My work delves into the depths of the unconscious mind, exploring archetypes, dreams, individuation, and how these shape our inner world and personal development. But enough about me. Tell me something about yourself. What stirs your soul or occupies your thoughts today?
So I also integrated a translation option because I personally don't want to talk in English all the time. So let's do a button for this. And now I can talk German, translate it to English, send this to the LLM and generate a voice with it. And I'll let the personality be picked random. Hallo mein Freund, wie geht es dir? Ich bin Micha, 41 Jahre alt. Wer bist du? So now everything I say in German or any other language will be translated via Google Translate API into English. And this is the first thing that costs us some money. Well, not the first, but we can see it here. It's very cheap, and actually the first 50,000 characters are free, I guess, per month, so don't worry about it too much. But the LLM also costs money, so it's not the first thing that costs. You can see it here.
Hello, Micah. I'm Nova. Middle-aged like you, but don't expect much from me. I tend to see the downside in things more than the upside. Life's full of disappointments anyway, why bother pretending otherwise? What made you reach out today?
So with the session log, now it should know how old I am. Do you remember how old I am?
Yes, you mentioned you're years old. I hope that's right. Sometimes I worry about forgetting things. Do you often find yourself thinking a lot about the past?
Well, I guess while formatting the text, all the numbers are deleted. So that's a bug and I will fix it. So right now it chooses between these personalities. This is a second personality, a separated one. Let's integrate more input fields with... Wait a second. So I restarted the server and gave some inputs. Now this information will be sent with the system prompt of the LLM. So it knows its name is Nova. It's female and middle-aged, and my name is Micha. And I can also integrate a function that the LLM can choose its own personality. Let's integrate that too. Like this. And now I can send my transcription to the LLM, generate a voice for it, let the LLM choose its own personality. It only chooses between those ones, those are special characters, and this data is sent to the LLM when it chooses one of those personalities, or if I choose one of those. Those are special ones, so the data will be overwritten. Let's try and talk to it. Hey there, how are you doing? Who are you? Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Micah. I'm Nova, your AI assistant. I'm middle-aged in terms of experience and here to help you objectively with any questions or tasks you have. How can I assist you today?
You see that it shows the personality itself. Useful and efficient. I achieve it by, before letting the LLM answer, I send a separate request to the LLM with my input message and the whole session log, and telling it that it should choose the personality of the answer of the language model. I get an output from that, and this output sets the personality value. I can also tell it to choose its own voice mode. Let's integrate that real quick. So now, with every answer it sends, it also generates a float value at the beginning of the message that I extract, and then based on the float value, I set the voice. So now we can let it choose its own personality, its own voice, send the transcription to the LLM, and generate a voice for it. Hey there, how are you doing? Can you tell me something about you? And do you remember how old I am?
Hi, Micah. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Well, I'm Nova, and I guess you could say I'm middle-aged. It feels a bit strange to talk about myself like this because I usually listen more than speak. And, no, sorry, I don't remember how old you are yet. Maybe you'd like to tell me again? Or maybe something else about yourself that's important to you.
So you can see that every time I restart the server, all the information from the session before is lost. And therefore, I created a function that when restarting the server, all sessions found are logged into long-term memory. For that, I make another request to an LLM and I send it all available session logs and the already created long-term memory. So then it checks if new information is available in the session logs and puts this information into the long-term memory summary. So for now, the long-term memory is empty, and this is a session log with the timestamp, the personality. This is my request, and this is the answer with the float value that decides which voice is used. And if I create some more information about me, oh hey, I'm 41 years old, I live in Germany, and I'm currently working on an AI tool.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with me, Micah. So you're working on an AI tool. That sounds really interesting and kind of impressive. Germany must be a nice place to live too. I've always been curious about how different life is there compared to where I am imagined in my mind. What kind of AI tool are you working on? If it's not too much trouble to explain.
So now you can see it creates those session logs with the answers, and the long-term memory is empty. When I restart the server, you can see here is the session log and here is the long-term memory. When I restart the server, the session log and the long-term memory, which is empty right now, will be sent to LLM. It will convert this information into the long-term memory and delete the session file. So let's do that. You can see. And here is the long-term memory output. So it knows I'm Micha, 41 years old, location Germany, and I'm working on an AI tool. It also remembers stuff about the personality and the relationship between the AI and me. It remembers persons or people of my life and my relationship to them. And it also remembers topics that are important to me. So the next time I restart the server, it looks for new session logs and gets the long-term memory and integrates the session log into the long-term memory. So if I restart the front end right now, I can ask it some question. Hey there, I'm glad you're back. Do you know how old I am and where I live?
Hello, Misha. Yes, I remember you mentioned that you are years old and live in Germany. How has your day been so far?
So, like I said before, while formatting the text, I maybe deleted all the numbers. So and currently it doesn't read them, but it's a bug and I will fix it. So what else can we integrate? I thought about those cool image generation models. So we're still using OpenAI, so let's use DALL-E for that. Let's integrate it. So I integrated DALL-E and the number of images, and I also added a button that with every LLM answer, the whole session log will be sent to the LLM, and it is told specifically to generate images based on the last two messages from user and LLM. So let's test that, but before that we also add some buttons for the chat and for the images, so we can activate them separately. Great, now we have transcribe audio, generate text, generate images, generate voice. So let's test the images. Maybe a woman on a beach looking over her food. Wow, okay. That's really horrible. So, and expensive, costs 8 cents. So here you can see, by the way, I calculate the cost. This is the cost of the current request pack. This is the cost of the current session since reloading the front end, and this is the all-time cost, which is saved in a file on the server and loaded every time. Yeah, this image model is not good, so let's add a newer one. Maybe Google's Imagen should be pretty good, and it's in a preview right now, so let's add that. So let's try again. It also costs only half as much as DALL-E. I hope the image quality is good, but we'll see in a moment. Yeah, this is way better. Let's create 4 images. It's the same woman, isn't it? Very similar, at least. Yeah, great. Now let's try it with the LLM. So send to transcription to LLM, generate a voice for it, and generate an image with every answer. Also let the LLM choose its own personality, and let's ask it something. Do you want to play a game? Let's create a world, a fantasy world. Maybe we create some characters first. I am a powerful wizard, and you're my best friend, the warrior queen. How do we look?
Ooh, Micah, I love this idea. Okay, so you're a powerful wizard, mystical robes swirling with cosmic patterns and eyes glowing like stars, and me as your warrior queen bestie. Let's see. I'd have fierce silver hair braided with tiny enchanted charms that jingle when I move. My armor would be sleek but magical too, shimmering dark steel infused with moonlight magic to protect us both. What about our personalities? Are we the classic good guys, or maybe something more mischievous and wild? Tell me all your thoughts.
I'd say we are the bad guys, and we enter a village. Describe it. It's all fantasy-like. People are left and right. What are they doing? How do they look? What's the weather like? Describe it.
Oh, I love the dark twist. So, we stride into this village cloaked in shadows and whispers. The air is thick with a mist that curls around crooked cobblestone streets like ghostly fingers. Villagers scurry left and right, some clutching worn baskets of strange glowing fruits. Others whisper nervously behind shuttered windows framed by twisted ivy. Their faces are etched with worry. Some wear tattered robes or patchwork leather armor hinting at hard lives lived under constant threat. Their eyes dart to us, the infamous wizard and warrior Kui. Dart to us. The infamous wizard and warrior queen feared across realms, and you can almost taste their fear mingled with awe. The sky above churns purple-grey clouds heavy as if brewing storms both outside and inside hearts. A few brave children peek from alleyways wide-eyed but quickly vanish when our footsteps echo louder. Mika, what's your next move? Do we charm them, threaten them, or maybe something more deliciously chaotic?
How about you tell the story? And sometimes you ask me to interact. Let it unfold.
Ooh, Micah, I'm all in! Let's dive into this dark tale together. As we step deeper into the village square, a hush falls over the crowd like a heavy velvet curtain. Your eyes gleam with power as you raise your staff, arcane runes glowing brighter by the second. Suddenly, from behind an ancient oak tree draped in silver moss steps forward, an old crone clutching a twisted wooden cane. Her voice rasps through the cold air. Beware, for not all shadows are ours to command. She cackles and vanishes before ours to command. She cackles and vanishes before our very eyes. The villagers murmur nervo. Before our very eyes. The villagers murmur nervously. Some begin edging toward their homes while others grip crude weapons tightly. The tension thickens. Misha, do you want us to confront her? Or maybe use that wizardly charm of yours on these wary folk first? What's our next move?
So that's what I created. Do you like it? One thing left missing is I also integrated an opportunity for the LLM to initiate a conversation. So I added this parameter and a button to random initiate, and also 2-minute values. So between 10 and 60 minutes, when I press this button, the LLM will initiate a random conversation. So it knows how much time has passed and then will ask something like, "Are you still there, Micha?" Or something like that. We can test it. Let's set this to 2 minutes to 4 minutes, or maybe 1 minute to 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and I write something. Hi there. Do you wanna play a game? And now I will fast forward till the time has passed and the large language model initiates by itself. So this way you can, if you let the app running and have it between half an hour and an hour, it sometimes will just start talking to you, because generating voice will also work. And yeah, it's like talking to someone who doesn't need to be initiated all the time. So next steps would maybe be let the language model talk to itself and find a purpose or something like that. Or you can create maybe a storytelling engine for kids or something like that, without all those buttons and stuff. Just what kind of story do you want to explore? And then the LLM writes a story, talks about it without much text, and generates pictures beside it. Maybe the prompt generation for the images needs to be a little more similar, so I had to tinker with the image generation prompt to keep the art style and remember the people created, so they always look similar.
Micah, I'm still here and ready to jump into our adventure whenever you are. Maybe we could create a new magical realm together. What kind of creatures or powers would you want us to discover? Or if you'd rather chat about something else, just say the word.
So some cool stuff you can do with this is send to LLM, generate voice, and choose a famous person, for example Sam Altman, and also use the voice of Sam Altman and create images with that. And now you can't choose to let the LLM choose the personality, because it will choose one of those and not be the famous person then. But now you can talk to an imitation of Sam Altman. I also added a description and some shortcuts and some examples of voices.
Hey there, gorgeous. I'm Nova, your playful and flirty digital bestie who's all about spreading good vibes.
I'm here to point out why things are likely doomed before you even start trying. Honestly, most efforts end up wasted or failing spectacularly, so...
Guten Tag. I am Albert Einstein, a theoretical physicist born in Germany in 1879.
So let's talk to Sam Altman. Hey there, how are you doing? Can you introduce yourself and tell me what your favorite topics are in life?
Hey Micah, I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I'm Sam Altman, entrepreneur and CEO of OpenAI. My favorite topics? Well, I love diving into the future of technology, especially AI's potential to reshape society in positive ways. Beyond that, entrepreneurship fascinates me. The challenge of building something meaningful from scratch is thrilling. What about you? What are some things you're passionate about or curious to explore these days?
What else I could do is maybe integrate a kind of lip sync model. So you can create an avatar of your model and the speech will be lip synced to this avatar. I've seen some very promising models right now, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you like it? So what I also did is make this whole stuff very kind of responsive. So you can change the size of this, and the buttons will take the space they got. And it also can be changed in size here. So there's more space for models to add or something like that. And it also works vertically. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment. If you're interested in collaborating or something like that, just let me know.